has given us this equation. It says it's a toy soldier being thrown connected to a parachute. H is the height in meters of the soldier above the ground, okay? And it wants us to work out dH by dt. So it wants us to differentiate what we've got here. So dH by dt. We're going to need to use the quotient rule for that, which is the u dash v minus uv dash over v squared. So differentiate the first one. So differentiate this is power to the front. So that's going to be 8 over 3t. Take one off the power. So that's going to become minus a third. Times by this t squared plus 1. Minus, leave the first one alone and differentiate the second one. Differentiating this is much easier. That's going to be 2t. So 2t times 4t to the 2 over 3. All divided by the bottom one squared. So all divided by t squared plus 1 all squared, which we've already got here. So we now just need to make this look like this, which we can. Okay, this isn't particularly easy to reduce to this. The trick is to take out this cube root, 3 lots of the cube root of t, which this already has, but this doesn't. So I'm going to show you a little trick that you can do when you know you need to take something out, but it's not there easy to take out. And what we essentially do is we put it in as a fraction. We want there to be a 3 times the cube root of t on the bottom of a fraction. So let's put a 1 in, let's multiply by a 1 that is of the form 3 times the cube root of t. So then I'm timesing this by 1, but I'm going to have the denominator there that I'm after. I don't need to worry about the 8 because the 8's in there already. So this one is already in the right form. This already says 8 over 3 cube root of t. So if I times this by 3 times the cube root of t, top and bottom, this now has it too. So I can take a big bracket and have my t squared plus 1 minus the 8's come out, so that's sorted. The bottoms come out, so that's sorted. And now we have a 3 from here times a t to the 2 over 3 times a t to the third, that one will be, won't it? Over the t squared plus 1 all squared. Okay, so that's the same as what we've written up at the top, but looks very, very different. Now we need to tidy this bracket up. I can also bring this denominator down here. So 8 times t squared plus 1 minus 3 lots of t to this, whatever the power is going to be. That's a power of 1, so we've got 1 plus 2/3 plus another third, so that's going to be t squared. Over 3 cube root t times t squared plus 1 all squared. And we're nearly there. I'm going to have 8 bracket, the top is going to simplify to 1 minus 2t squared, all divided by 3 cube root t squared plus 1 all squared. Okay, part B says use the differentiated function. So this thing here, using the differentiated function, explain whether the soldier is increasing or decreasing in height after 2 seconds. So we've got some function with height against time, and remember that if we can find the gradient, we'll know if the gradient is negative, we'll know that the height is decreasing, and if the gradient is positive, we'll know that the height is increasing. So it's asking us to work out the value of of dh by dt. If it's positive, it will be increasing. If it's negative, it will be decreasing. So when t is 2, dh by dt is equal to, what's that going to be for? 8 over 3 lots of the cube root of 2 times 25. Well, the top's negative, the bottom's positive, so it's going to be a negative answer, but I'm guessing we need to get the true answer. And I reckon it is minus 0.593 to 3 significant figures. And then we just need to say negative gradient or negative value. So the soldier is decreasing in height. Okay, part C wants us to find the exact time when the soldier reaches a maximum height. It will be at its maximum height when the gradient is 0. So it's maximum height when the gradient is 0. So we need to set this equal to 0. Now, the good thing about fractions is fractions are equal to 0 just when the denominator is equal to 0. So it doesn't matter about this complicated denominator. We just can completely ignore that, and as long as that denominator is not going to be worth 0, the top will give us the answer. So I can divide by 8, move the 1, and square root. So it will be when t is equal to 1 over root 2. Notice it has to be positive because it's time. And we should put a unit. This will be in seconds. I think it asks for the exact. Yeah, find the exact time. So its exact time is 1 over root 2 or root 2 over 2.